Wow, what a movie, right? So I'm all over the road on this one. Um, I don't know where to find the exact words to describe this, but I think Andre Blacknerd has said it best with these words.
Still processing this. I'm not even upset. It's more like surprise.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Um, yeah, you know what? So, well, I'm gonna give you the score right now. I think it's a seven. I think they gave it a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes somewhere or IMDb. I think that's justified. Um, I'm not angry at this. Like Andre said, I'm not mad at this. Of course, he was talking about Mario, but um, so I'll give you the softest spoiler. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of past clips of the movie of the other three movies. I mean, I think I still have. Let me see if I still have my really quick. I'll show you. It's here somewhere. Okay. We have to look for things. We have to find things and look for things really quick because this is professional video posting at its finest. There, see? This is my DVD set. So you got Matrix, Revolutions, or Reloaded, and then you got the Animatrix, okay? 4-1. What a great bar. This is at my library that I used to volunteer at, okay? Um, and yeah, that was a good bargain for like $5, man. You get four movies, four things, and then you don't get this one, but that's a great bargain. But you see all the clips from past movies in this movie, okay? That's the softest spoiler I can give you. Now some of the bigger spoilers, okay? So you will see Jada Pinkett Smith as like an 80-year-old woman. I guess she's bisexual. The original Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne, is gone. He ruled. I guess he took over. There was this old white. Remember that old white dude that was in charge of the city. I guess he died, and then Morpheus took over, and then Morpheus died. But we'll go through the images here if that's okay. Yeah. So a 7 out of 10, and I honestly felt like so what they had done was there was this big bad machine that was no different than like the Agent Smith machine, right? Like Agent Smith's the bad guy. There's another bad guy, but you don't notice him until later, and that turns out to be Neil Patrick Harris. And Neil Patrick Harris, I remember him from Doogie Howser, and of course we know How I Met Your Mother. But he also did the voice of Spider-Man for the MTV animated series. And yeah, man, it was just like that was pretty good. He was pretty good. I have yet to see 8-Bit Christmas. I may hold on to my HBO Max for another month and then cancel it because there's not much to do with it. There's the Peacemaker show and there's a couple of things, but or was it Gremlins? But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is all about these two getting back together. So they're not dead. How did they fix his eyes? Neo's eyes. So Neo cannot fly, but Trinity can fly, and that's the big climax is Trinity flying. So um, these two are now together in sort of this helping people. I don't know what is going on. There was this big bad god, techno god, at the end of Revolutions, I guess, and we don't see this person. We don't see that thing, that big AI anymore. That's the one Neo had to go and confront to shut down Agent Smith. But after that, like, what happened to it? What happened to that big AI? We see a blue bird. We see there are robot elements that kind of go back to the Animatrix. There's a cartoon in the Animatrix where it was like a robot rabbit, and yeah, I think it was a rabbit. It was some sort of a weird animal robot that befriended these people, but he was being used to shut down the other machines in the Matrix, through the Matrix. I don't know, but it was these bunch of people, and they were working together with this robot creature, and that's sort of kind of transferred over to this movie. There were a lot of different things, but the new actors, you had Yahya Abdul Mateen, who was Black Manta. You had Neil Patrick Harris. Now, this is the car crash. This is the motorcycle thing. This is all about, and we had, obviously, we didn't see Hugo Weaving. He said, I don't know if he said he didn't want to come back for that movie or if they didn't ask him back. I forgot which one it was. Either they didn't ask him back or he didn't want to come back. But the original Agent Smith is gone, and so Agent Smith has transferred over to a new program, different faces. It was a same being, different faces. You have new characters. I think there was this sort of Asian British actress. Also, you have Priyanka Chopra, which obviously is not the same actor, the same person, but is that little girl sort of an algorithm? That little girl that is represents the algorithms and how to fix the algorithms. Um, and the one the cat wakes up at the end of Revolutions. She's that Indian girl, and you have the parents. The parents were wiped and erased, and so the little girl became a woman, and so she's virtually an actual being, like the Oracle and the Architect. Like she's an actual being who goes and helps out Neo and the others. So it's at the beginning of this movie, you see the girl with the blue hair, sort of a cyberpunk look. You see all these new people who are trying to find Neo. Uh, so the first hour really plays out like Blues Brothers 2000, like Home Alone 2. You get that Home Alone 2 Blues Brothers 2000 vibe as soon as you see this, right? Because you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are we seeing this? Um, and Neo's like, he's Mr. Thomas Anderson again, and he's got to go through the same thing. But instead of going to work in some day job in a cubicle, he is at Warner Brothers making, or like Warner Brothers Montreal making a game, making the Matrix 5, the Matrix 6, Matrix 4, 5, and 6, 7. And that's his life. But he's not a computer programmer. He's actually Neo, who had died saving the city. I forget the names of these cities, but obviously this new movie takes place in the new city that Jada Pinkett Smith's character's got to like take care of. The one that she was in Enter the Matrix on GameCube and Xbox and PS2. Um, so he doesn't really do that whole gesture thing. He just the whole fight. Let's start the fight by come to me. I am the master. Like he still knows the karate moves, but he can no longer fly. That was kind of a funny scene when he just couldn't take off. Here they're at the last stand, Trinity and Neo. Trinity is in the program, but she can't remember who she is. So Neo has to find her. This is about saving her, and even the new breed will turn on him. Now Yaya plays a new Morpheus, but it's not just some dude putting on glasses. This is a program, so he doesn't really exist. A lot of the program AI exists in cubes, these little weird cubes that form stuff, and so that's what the new Morpheus is. So a lot of people have gone. The friend that Neo rescued in one of the Animatrix, we don't see him. We don't see a lot of people. It's like, with the city, you okay. So if you liked the first movie and not the other two movies, right? Revolutions, Reloaded and Revolutions, but you got an idea there was an actual city full of people and they all lived in this place. Here you only get you get Jada and you get Thelma Hopkins, which it's like, hey, here she is. She's still alive. She's not dead. Thelma Hopkins, who had been in like Family Matters, Give Me a Break. Yeah, I'm that old. You have to know what Give Me a Break is. If you have to, that's how I remembered her. But way back, and nobody knew she was, still alive or not. So she plays the girlfriend of, or maybe the best friend of Jada Pinkett Smith. And there's this whole stupid thing about her ordering the new crew, the new young blood, to not go on the ship and go find Neo. Um, and they're going to disobey orders, of course, but it just felt unnatural. I think that you're trying to create a conflict for the movie itself, but be out of character. Because I think Jada Pinkett Smith's character would have just like, let's go get Neo back. But, she's supposed to be, 80 years old in this movie. Um, so they were trying to go to a new city, a better place, but the city's still run with robots. Um, it's fun to watch this, but is this movie necessary? Do you need this movie? There's the Matrix again. There's more stuff. Look at this. And they had a like a tech demo for this for PS5 and PS4. I think PS5 and PC. Yeah, overall, I would say that I've been running my mouth for 10 minutes. You're not going to find a whole lot. Neil Patrick Harris gets shut down because he's the asshole in the movie, right? And it's been a while since he's really done anything really, really like you can remember. This like, oh, that's what he did. But he's responsible for trying to keep him down. Uh, Priyanka Chopra's character, the algorithm, she knew about Neo's presence and didn't tell anybody, didn't tell anyone. So there were a lot of things that it's just is this a really bad movie? I don't think so. I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's super necessary. Okay, because if you just watch the four movies, okay, you just watch these four movies. You watch these four here. You're fine. You don't need to watch any more. Like maybe just like come back in a month or two and then go to this one because then you'll get a lot out of it. But I don't consider Resurrections to be like episode 5 of Star Wars or some shit like that, or episode 4, since it's really 3 movies. The Animatrix is just the sort of fills in the blanks. It's just not. It's just a series of cartoons, like the Star Wars anime cartoons. It's just filling in the blanks. All you really need are the 3 movies, and then the Resurrections is like, you know, the next generation. But really, it's really about Neo. What you say. So I mean, it's yeah. You do see him bald. I showed you one image of him bald, and then he has hair. So they obviously shot this at different times. I'm not sure. I think they shot maybe the realistic stuff first, and then the techno stuff at the end. It's hard to say, if they stay in the Matrix forever or if they just try to get people out. But I would like to have had a sense overall. When you look back at the origins of the Matrix, sort of like how the robots were made and then they turned on their humans, masters, and then they try to get their own sovereignty. And at the end, it's basically the backstory that Morpheus explains in the original movie. And then you see the cartoon. But I'd like to have seen some symmetry of, oh, here's the world, here are all these cities, and there's some sort of thing. I know people care more about breaking out of the Matrix, taking the red pill and all that, but it's really about man versus machine. It's that Terminator thing that's going on as well. There's 2 sides of this, and I don't feel we got enough of that side. We got more of it in Revolutions and maybe a little bit in Reloaded, but we got way more in Revolutions because you knew there was something behind all the Matrix stuff. Um, and the architect and the Oracle were kind of wrapped it. I mean, there was a different actor who played the Oracle, which is kind of sad because she had passed away, the original person. Um, yeah. So, man, and this is the train scene. They go on the trains. They do the dojo. I forget what this scene is from. I don't know if that's from the movie or that's something else. Yeah, you can see the chick here with the blue hair. There were all these new people. I think this actor looks kind of like Carrie Ann Moss, which I forgot her name before. And more city. Yeah, I think this is the new Agent Smith who replaced Hugo Weaving. I like Hugo Weaving. He's really cool. This is the scene where Neo has to confront her and tell her that this is all fake and this is you had died. And Neil Patrick Harris puts her to the test of I'm shaking the table a lot of okay, we'll let Trinity decide whether or not she wants to come to you or not, and that's it. If she doesn't want to come to you, she doesn't have to come to you. Um, that's it. So she decides. I mean, it doesn't take long for Trinity and Neo to recognize each other and fall in love and kiss. But then there's the husband, the fake husband in the family saying, "Oh no, you got to go. The daughter's in the hospital. Come on." But she realizes it's one of those things where she snaps out of her fake scenario. I think that's Smith, right? Movie download. You get to download that movie featurette. There's the cast. I think is that Priyanka Chopra. I don't remember. One of them is. And there's more. I'm not sure who these people are, but there's one thing in the I think that's Jada Pinkett Smith right there, and she plays the old lady, old version of herself. There was one thing in the post credits. So in the last, there's a post credits scene. I was trying to get a hold of it because I was watching HBO Max, and at the end of this, you have to watch the end of the credits, get to the very, very, very end. So last couple of minutes or minute or two of the video or movie. So stay in the, if you're watching this in the theater, stay in the theater or not. If you don't want to stay in the theater, this is kind of cringe anyway. But just to see this scene. So you have so this is going back to the video game place where Neo's working or was working, and they all try to come up with an idea to. They figured that the cat is the MacGuffin, like R2D2 is in Star Wars. He's the most important thing. So what happens is they talk about enter the cat tricks, or yeah, cat tricks. How about rabbit tricks? Because rabbits can't have tricks. That's all it is. It's all about referring to the cat in the Matrix. So they just say, "Oh yeah, we got to put the cat in the Matrix." The cat tricks. That's all it was. It was just stupid shit. Anyway, 7 out of 10.